Hi, this is Diane from DianeStamps.com, and I'm here to show you how to make this sweet little gift bag out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You might have seen this bag on my blog earlier this week, and I promised to make a video showing you how easy it is to put this together. So let's get started. You need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and what you're going to do, I've used my markers so I don't forget. You're going to, on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 3/4, 4.5, 6.5, and 10 1/4. So let me do that. Start. Okay, so if we've got 3/4, 4.5, 6.5, 10 1/4. Excuse me. Now we're going to turn our paper 180 degrees. So now we're looking at the 8.5-inch side, and we're going to make two scores on that side. We're going to make one score at the 2-inch spot and one at the 6.5-inch spot. Again. Now, we're not done with this. We have to figure out a way for this to all fold and come together. So in order to do that, we're going to bring in our Stampin' Up! Diagonal plate, and this plate fits just beautifully into the Stampin' Up! Simply Scored tool. And what we're going to do is, again on the 11-inch side, there's a point where the 4.5 and the 2-inch score lines meet. We're going to put our scoring tool right at that corner and gently feel for the way up. And we're going to follow this diagonal line. That's the beauty of this lovely diagonal score tool. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to flip the page over. We're going to fold these back and forth, so eventually it won't really matter which side you start on. And do the same thing. Do a score. Now we're going to flip over again and go to the other side where the 4.5 and the 2-inch meet. Flip again and start there again. Okay, so we've done our scoring. We're completely finished with it, and I'm going to set that aside. And now we're going to spend some time, excuse me, let me move my paper up a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. We're going to spend some time folding all of these score lines so that it's easy to move around and fold. So I just start wherever you want to start. It's fine. Just make sure you do them all, including the diagonal ones. So I'm using my bone folder for that. Fold these all one way. I'm going to do that. It's a little bit trickier with the diagonal folds, but you'll see you just pick it up and fold it in, and you'll end up with, you might have to turn around, you'll end up with a good folded corner. And do the same thing here and on the other side. Let's see. Don't you love the way this scoring tool makes things so easy to fold? It used to be measuring and scoring and so here we are now. We've got our piece together, and what we're going to do, we need to put it together so that we have excuse me, we have a little box. You can see here we have a little box when you open it up. It's kind of like magic to do this, but what you're going to do basically is, let me see. Hold on just a second. Okay, so you've got your folded piece of paper. Your diagonal corners are pointing in. And what you're going to do, instead of this idea of, sort of making the box and etc., you're going to do something that I think is very clever, and I wish I had thought of this, but I didn't. You're going to fold these pieces down, and then you're going to adhere them before you complete this. But if you then pick them up, you make a little box with a little bag. Can you see that? It is the cutest thing. So what I did, I just used snail. You could use sticky strip, but I used snail, and I just went along the sides of each of these sort of four-sided shapes with an angle. I don't know what they're called. I'm not even going to try to figure it out. Some sort of, I'm sure it's a rectangle, but I don't know in math if that makes if that diagonal side makes it something different. I have no idea. Math was not my forte in school. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just fold these down and press. Just make sure everything gets adhered. Do the same thing here. And when you lift up the sides, voila, there is your box, and you'll hold it together with a little magnet or a piece of hook and loop tape, something like that. And in my case, I have a couple of little ribbons and some held on by brads and some hook and loop tape. So you can see, you know, once I release the hook and loop tape, it comes open, but that's not a problem because you're putting something small in here anyway. So I don't think it's a problem. If you wanted, I suppose you could add some snail or sticky strip to these sides that come up and get folded, and that would keep it together completely. I hadn't thought about that. I might try it both ways. So that is basically how you do this. It's quick as a wink, and you end up with this adorable little mini gift bag box. What I did was I just took mine and I bent them in just a tiny bit so that the pieces would come, the top would come together better. So that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and visit me again and we'll talk about making this awesome flower and using this terrific coordinations paper. We have lots and lots and lots of things to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you'll come and visit my blog at dianestamps.com, and that you'll make one of these sweet little boxes. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.